All right, let's see if we're back in business. So, welcome back, guys. Week 22 of SATAL. Third time's a charm. SF versus inSky. It looks like my mic's working. Was having a problem with voice meter banana routing some audio stuff, but I think we're on track. I'm not quite sure why OBS is throwing a bitch fit. I can't monitor any of the audio, but I think we're okay for now. But let's get back on track. So we've got SF versus inSky. Big matchup. inSky, I think, has one loss. SF is currently undefeated. So just like last week, we've got a matchup between heavyweights where this matchup is going to play a big part of how everything shakes out later on down the line in the end of the year tournament. Before we get into that, let's thank our sponsors. So let's start with TacView. First up is TacView. They generously donated 6 advanced licenses for the winners and 3 for the runners-up. And if you guys already don't use TacView for briefing and debriefing for your sorties, I highly suggest it. That you start. The information that you can glean from this amazing tool, it's second to none. And the things that you can do with TacView and the information that you can get from it, it's amazing. Next up, Lot ATC. Dart, the owner and creator of Lot ATC, generously has allowed SATAL to use it and all the teams to use it to allow us to create a more realistic scenario by using software outside of DCS. We all know how horrible the normal GCI can be in DCS itself. Lot ATC allows us to paint a more realistic and simulated radar picture that gives us a more real-world feeling. So thanks again to Dart for allowing us to use that. All the teams got single licenses, which we can use during the tournament. Of course, Heat Blur, and this one's a given, but this competition would not be possible without their contributions. They have allowed SATAL to have the largest prize pool for any event in DCS history. 500 euros, 6 Heat Blur modules for the winners, and 6 Heat Blur modules for the runners-up. I gotta say, though, that 51st and 104th are ineligible for those prizes, so just a heads up to you guys, even if one of those two teams wins, the next two, so 3rd and 4th place teams, depending on what shakes out, would be able to win. So having them as a part of the team is an amazing experience, and I know I speak for everyone when I say that we are all anxiously awaiting the F-14. And lastly this week, we don't usually do them last, but Buddy Fox, and I sent out an announcement earlier, a couple announcements earlier this week, but these guys are new to the scene, the DCS scene, and they've hit the ground running. Just recently releasing their A10C UFC, which has been a massive hit, immediately selling out. I think after Jabber's video or something, they sold out overnight. So
hey, wake up.
If you guys have not seen this thing yet, check out their website by clicking the panel below. It's an amazing piece of kit, an amazing price. And speaking of this, the Buddy Fox, I pre-recorded an interview with them. So we'll be having an interview with the Buddy Fox guys following today's matchup. And we'll be giving away some Buddy Fox swag. That includes GAW grease, which is grease to lube the Thrustmaster Warthogs, Teflon rings for the Thrustmaster Warthog, and a brand new inbox A10 UFC. And who the hell is poking me? So guys, let's get into this. I'm trying to sort some stuff I think out with Lot ATC here, but I think we can jump pretty close to right into this. Please let me know if the camera and the voice don't match up. We're having to do some delay stuff to try and sync up some stuff with the cameras, but we're running multiple cameras today, so we'll have to see how this all shakes out. I've got a slight delay coming from Yaga. Yaga, I don't know that this is going to work out, my buddy. You're hiccuping. We'll have to try. We'll see if it works, but may have to use a remote server. Lazy Seal says the voice and beard don't match up. Well, we'll have to address that later. So let's jump right into the action here and see if we can get this show on the road. And again, guys, if the sounds don't work, if something's messed up, please, please, please let me know. Just making sure my sound's working game. I've got SF on the flight line here. And today's weather is stormy. Looks like SF's taken all F-15s. Last time we saw them come out, we saw, I think it was Capsu, could have been Farrago, that took an F-18. So we'll have to see how this all comes out. Racer Gotcha, sorry I missed this, donates 3 bits and says, hey guys, hey guys, hey guys. Hello, Moltar. Well, hello. Thanks for the 3 biddies, my friend. But, guys, I don't know that this dual camera thing's going to work out today. We'll have to see. I'm getting some stutters from Yaga. So Yaga, I don't know that I'd worry about it. We'll try it next time.
I'll still hunt for cool angles. But if it looks fine, you can switch. If not.
Okay. SF, we've got them running the flight line with 6 F-15s. Is the music loud enough? Is my voice loud enough? What is going on? Let me know. We loud enough? Game volume loud enough? Voice? Music? This is the first time on this one, so we got to make sure that everything's good. SF says they're ready. What is inSky doing? What are they flying? Let's have a look-see. 4 F-15s, and it looks like probably a J-11 or a Su-27. Indeed. So this is going to be primarily a F-15 slugfest. We'll have to see how this all shakes out. Gave the taxi command to both teams. I got the all ready from both of them. So we'll get this underway. We started a bit late. But we should be okay. Sorry, guys. I was just making sure that the sound mods were on, and indeed they are. Just watch these guys taxi. And we'll see where this road takes us. Honestly, I have no idea who's going to come out on top of this one. No idea who's going to win. All F-15s, so nobody really has any type of significant advantage between the teams here. As far as payloads go. Racer Gotcha says he's guessing SF is going to win, but he's just saying that based on stats. It's not a bad idea to base that on stats. It's concrete information that you can use. But you never know. Just hang out here at Vody, since it's a little bit more open. Easier to see the guys taxi. Just waiting on one more F-15 to leave the flight line over to the left of this last one that's taxiing. Oh, I guess there was two. There's one that's hidden. Racer Gotcha says SF's got to watch out for inSky 925 with that 11.3 kill to death ratio, or 11 to 3. Yeah, 925 has been on a tear in all of his matchups that we've seen him in lately. Really, well, not lately, in all of the ones we've had for this year's first SATAL. Setting himself way out in front in comparison to most of the other competitors in SATAL. 11 to 3 is pretty solid. It's almost 4 to 1. Is he going to have an MVP type contribution today? What are we going to see here? I keep saying that, but I keep saying that because I honestly have no idea. Let's grab this guy. 11, go F3. Music and everything okay with you guys? Microvax says Bushmani has the OP rating of 4.5. Does he really? Is that his kill to death ratio right now? That's pretty solid. 9 to 2 is what Racer Gotcha says. So we have KD All-Stars on both sides of the coin here. Bushmani for SF and inSky 925 coming from inSky. inSky just asked if they needed if they were ready. inSky's saying they just need a second. Haven't gotten any word from SF. SF says they're ready. Just waiting on inSky now. So to recap on the new features for the stream while we're waiting for these guys to get ready and take off, we've got the dual camera angles, which I guess is going to take some work because it was lagging a little bit today. Well, I might be able to get that work after this stream. I've got some ideas. We've got instant replay, which we'll see if I can get that to work. These are all kind of temperamental things that don't work necessarily natively in OBS very well. And then we're going to do tac views in between the rounds, which I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try my damnedest to do it. See how it all works out. I'm not the greatest with tac view, but I think it'll be cool to go over things and get a second viewing for how these rounds went. So looks like we had to get somebody to reslot for inSky. Racer Gotcha says, and I'm assuming this is the conversation between Microvax and you guys in chat about the Mirage. He says it's also fun to see a non-FC3 plane in SATAL. I agree, but in air-to-air combat, I don't really see it as too big of a separation between non-FC aircraft and FC aircraft. Once you're in the air, yeah, the F-15 and the Su-27 and the J-11 have a tendency to lock faster, but I think that's getting fixed with the F-18. And the Mirage locks pretty fast. So I don't really see a huge difference between the aircraft. Come on, boys. Let's get this show on the road. How are they doing down here? Moving on. That's SF. Oh, I guess we were looking at inSky. My bad. So yeah, we're just waiting on 552 Thomas over here to taxi. Doesn't look like he's spooled yet. There's the spool. Just waiting on 552 Thomas here to taxi. There he goes. Getting closer, ladies and gents. Getting round 22. Man, it's been 22 weeks. Man, that we've been doing this. I've enjoyed every one of them. Kind of disappointed that we had some technical difficulties today, but I think we can get that fixed. Lacey Seal says, spent 134 euros on a panel now. Are you happy? Why even come here? I don't know. I'm happy, I guess. I love mine. Sitting right here. It's a great panel. It's a great piece of kit. The buttons on it feel phenomenal. And I said this in the Splash One Gaming Discord and stuff, that Bamsey and the other Buddy Fox guys had the buttons designed by ex-Nokia engineers, so it feels phenomenal in comparison to other button boxes. I've got a DSD button box sitting right below it, and the comparison between the tactile feedback of the two button boxes is night and day. I mean, it is... The amount of engineering and work and love, blood, sweat, and tears that went into this Buddy Fox button box. Granted, it's pretty simple. It's just the A10 UFC, nothing fantastic. They make the... Not fantastic, it is fantastic. Nothing crazy, but how they executed it and the finesse and everything that went into it is... it's really well done. So, congrats to you guys. Raygun Buddy Fox, I'm assuming that's the official one. Twitch handle from you guys. Looks like inSky's ready, so go. But back to the Buddy Fox UFC, it's just an amazing piece of kit. It's really well done. So kudos to you guys, to the Buddy Fox team for pulling this one off and making it happen. And here we go. Week 22. Again, man, week 22. SATAL. First year we've done this. And we're off and rolling. SF versus inSky. Who's going to win this one? All right. Let's try this again. We're in here. Hopefully we didn't miss any action. Come on, come on, come on, game. Let me in, let me in, let me in. Okay, so nothing's happened yet. We haven't missed any of the action. Gotta turn off that, though. Let's lock that to 75. So they're getting closer. We may see our first launches coming between Capsu and 925. I haven't seen Fat Man before. He must be a new guy. This is new to me. Let's turn off the grid lines. Change to sat view so you guys can see easier. So separation between the two flights is down to 13 nautical miles. And here comes a sneaky, beaky AIM-9 coming from Capsu. Coming down through markings. Is he going to know that's coming? Is he going to know that's coming? Does inSky know that's coming? That's a long AIM-9, ladies and gentlemen. 13 nautical miles. And no, it's completely out of energy. 925. He's got a sense of tingling. He's like, something doesn't feel right. Turns cold, split S's, and gets the hell out of there. And that AIM-9 is completely out of energy. Capsu, I think, got a little, what's the word I'm looking for? Excited, launching that from way the fuck out there. And 925, his spidey sense went, something's flying around out there. I better turn around. And that's exactly what he does. Weird song. So Fat Man and Capsu, looks like Capsu and Fat Man are sticking together, extending. I like to see when wingmen stick with one another. This is good to see, like a white on rice. Fat Man sticking with Capsu, his wingman dedicated right there for sure. So 800s now, the Lone Wolf. He's got 1823, trailing behind him by about 9 nautical miles. Pressing by himself.
I'm not sure we can hear your mic.
Pretty sure you can. I can see it on stream. Can you not hear it on stream?
Sounds fine to me now.
Okay. So 800 turns around and looks to be extending towards 1823. So both teams taking a very defensive posture during this matchup. 120B coming from Red Shot. That's a boring song. Long 120B. 13 nautical miles. Just defensive. Oh, but I didn't see 552 Thomas coming in here from the southeast. Don't know who launched that 120B, but I think it's dead. I think Thomas immediately got into the notch, or he's really low. Nope, he's not really low. But we may have our first merge up here coming from the north. And both teams flying really defensive, really fast up here above the cloud cover. Razor could be in trouble. We see him defensive. Is he defensive early enough? I think so. So is anybody else getting the shake? Or are we still all defensive here? I've got 6 still for SF and 6 still for inSky. So both teams still very, very defensive and non-aggressive in the initial point of this matchup. So 1821 pressing down here from the southeast with his cohort of 925, while 115 and 800 press up here from the north. Juga and Capsu and Fat Man responding to the southeast press. 120s being exchanged between Juga and 1821. Don't really see anything coming yet. He's going down through the cloud cover. And those missiles are defended easily and are now out of energy. So still nothing going on. Microvax says slightly higher gamma setting may be better. Let's try and go to 2.2. See if that helps you guys out at all. Both teams still very, very defensive. 115 looks to be pressing. He may be extending now, though. Coming down through the clouds. Now we're coming up. So we got still 6 on each side. Nothing. I didn't see this ET being fired. I think it was from 115, but nobody's really overly aggressive. Typically in the past when I've flown against SF, they are very, very aggressive. However, in this particular matchup, they're very laxed. Not lax. Laxed is a bad word. Defensive. They've taken a very defensive posture. They're not committing hugely into an engagement. They're taking their time. I think they're trying to save missiles. Will it turn out to work to their advantage by the time this all comes to an end? So Fatman and Capsu both foxing 120Bs on 1821. Is he going to be able to defend these? Here comes the split S from him. I don't think they're going to hit him. I think they're going to be out of energy by the time they get there. Indeed, they are. So he notches that last one. It had a bit of energy, but he was able to defend it. 1823 and Razor getting close. 120Bs being exchanged between them. Crazy maneuvers going on from 1823. $120B being launched. I'm assuming that's what it was. Oh. Did it miss him? Did it miss him? Oh, it's like right on top of him. I thought I was going to miss a splash, but it missed him barely. Barely. Don't know how he got away from that one. So 1823 puts that defensive 120B to get Redster to extend. It is now egressing away from the AO, while 925 out of here from the south presses the main SF force. He's all by himself. All by his lonesome. 7 nautical miles between 925 and 552. Here comes an AIM 120B, fire from Juga. 925 is continuing to press. And nothing. 120B is completely out of energy. Did somebody... Nope. Still 6. Still 6. So we're still very chill. Very lax. But is 115 getting his flank on up here to the north? What are you doing, you sneaky SOB? What's going on up here? There goes a 120B. We saw him Fox. 120B coming from Fatman. 115 immediately extends. So again, they're putting these missiles out there, but they're not supporting him, and they're not continuing to press, which is fine. But if your bandit that you're foxing on is just going to immediately turn cold, it's effectively a wasted missile. So we see a missile being foxed in the clouds, an ET from 800. That could pose a threat on Farago. Nah, he's turning cold. It's going to be out of energy by the time it reaches him, so... It was a sneaky missile, and if he would have stayed hot, that missile could have done something. But it doesn't look like it's going to be effective as Farago turns cold. We see 800 staying low. He's below the cloud cover, trying to use that flanker for all it's worth. Red Shot pressing in here from SF against multiple pilots from inSky. 1821, 552, and 925. He turns cold, but that 120B could be a problem for Thomas for 552. Nope, it's in the notch. I think it's on... It could be on 800. No, I think it was on 552, and that missile's dead. So 1821 and 552 continuing to press as Red Shot and Farago extend. Capsu and Fatman now pressing out of the west for SF. 120B coming from Capsu. But again, they're just extending. And there he goes. So nothing happening yet. Is this going to be our first merge? Farago versus 552? Here comes a close 120B within 5 nautical miles. But he immediately turns cold. He puts a 120B in response. Yep, not effective. That 120B's out of energy. So is this one. 925, I want you to commit! Commit! Oh, you came out. You're supporting your wingman. That's okay. Does 115 have Razor 6 here? Is Razor 700 knots? Razor's got too much energy. He's just going to outrun him. Here comes a 120 coming from Juga. 115 immediately goes on the defensive. What's going to happen? Anything? Nope, because we're continuing to see these defensive plays. Is that 120B going to have enough energy when it reaches Juga? I don't know. These guys are in the clouds a lot. That was not a good camera shot. I'm sorry. 925 getting in deep here down to the south. Capsu put it. It's a long. I'd like to see you guys continue to press instead of putting these 20 nautical or 20 kilometer 120 shots on these guys because they're difficult to support and they're just getting notched. Like that 120B, just I don't know where the hell it's going. Not where it's supposed to. 925 continues to press from the south. Does he see red shot? Breakaway asks, are there any 18s? No, not yet, because the 18 is not as effective as the F-18 and the C-27. Here comes our first merge! 925 bringing it to SF. There's a splash as we see him. 925, first kill of the day. It took a while, but that was the first one. Capsu coming out of the north to try and avenge red shot with a long 120B on an already extending bandit. That's never going to catch him. So 925, we talked about his KD earlier. First blood coming from inSky. So 5 remaining for SF, 6 for inSky. And immediately after that first kill, we see everyone from inSky getting their press on. 552 and 1821 coming out of the east. Razor putting 2 120s. Does this spell trouble for 1821? Is he going to be able to get in the notch? That missile's dead. What's going on with 552? Is that missile dead? It looks to be. So nothing coming from response from SF. Oh, he crashed. He killed himself. 1821 getting too low, flying into the ground. Sorry we didn't see that one, folks, but that's unfortunate. And then we see 552 getting splashed. So SF, sorry, my camera work's been lacking. Bringing it to him after the first kill. 925 could have a second merge here, bringing it in on Farago. Farago's in a world of trouble from his current position. There goes the first missile. We can see it tracking. It's kind of hard to see in the clouds. Is Farago in trouble? He looks to be in trouble. There's the kill. So we're down to 4v4 here. 925 pressing on Juga now. We can see 925 out there. There goes the 120B. I think that was a 120B. Oh, he takes one to the face. 925 eating him alive out here, ladies and gentlemen. He's got at least 3 kills. But is he going to get away from that missile that's chasing him? Oh, I thought he had one all over his 6. And he does, but he's outrun it. It is out of energy. I think that was a 120B coming on Fat Man. There it is. Oh, comes right in up the tailpipe. 115 is now merged. Can we see who he's merged with? Who you merged with? He's down in the clouds. Can't see him. Razor's in trouble now. Is he going to make that turn, Razor? Get up! Get up! Oh! Does he have any? I see he's got 120B left. Here comes a missile coming from that flanker. It goes into the ground, and that flanker gets splashed by somebody else. Didn't see. It must have been Capsu coming in there. So we're down to a 3v2. 115 is right next to Capsu and Razor. I don't think they see each other. 1823 definitely sees this furball, and we have 925 coming out of the south. So what is going to happen between Razor and 115? 1155 is above the cloud deck. I don't think they see each other. Here comes an aim 9 on 925. Is 925 flaring? We can hear some chaff coming out. He's extending. He takes down Razor. And we're down here below the clouds with 1823. In the merge with Capsu. The last sole survivor from SF. Where's our other bro? These two guys are together. So one of the guys is in the clouds. Looks like 1823 gets his nose around, puts some guns on Capsu. Miss just barely. Where's our other guy? Still in the clouds, keeping high cover. Still in the clouds. Come on, you gonna capitalize on this? Capsu may be bringing the end around, getting around. Oh, there's 3 remaining for inSky here. So 925, I think, was getting in position for the kill shot. But Capsu's getting his nose around in the merge, gets guns on target on 1823. But we see that aim 9 coming in from the 6 and takes down Capsu. Holy crap. That round went from nothing going on to shit everywhere. That was nuts. Absolutely nuts. Man. Press F to pay respects. Woo-wee! That was intense. So I'm assuming these guys are going to have SF RTB here. Let's see what happens. Oh, man, that was... Hopefully you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. I was getting a little bored there at the beginning, but holy fuck. Did that blow into something impressive. Merges everywhere. That last one, Capsu really held his own with all that. And what I'm going to try and do, guys, while we watch these guys RTB, I guess I can't. I got to wait for the round to end for the attack view to be done. But we're going to watch the attack view after this round. So don't forget that. I'm not the greatest with attack view, but hopefully we can make it work and you guys can share and give me your ideas on how I can do attack view better. The volume's okay still? I hope they're okay. How many we got remaining for inSky? Just 2. So one of them must have run out of fuel and crashed. They've got a little bit to go. 100 nautical miles. Racer Gotcha, not attack view live. We're just going to kind of talk about it after the round's over. So we'll revisit the round. Do we still have the flanker? No, it's just 2 F-15s. So 1823 is the one that got hit by guns. Does he still have... He's still got both of his engines. He's at 85%, so he could be having a bit of engine trouble. 925 is rocking. He could be low on fuel, but he could also be letting 1823 or 1825 catch up. He's at 84% engine RPM. Are these guys catching up? Doesn't look like it. But what'd you guys think? What was your favorite part of that round? Mine was the kill streak going on by 925. How many kills did 925 have? He has 4, ladies and gentlemen. 4 recorded kills in that one round. Damn. Damn, is all I have to say. So he started off with the 3 initially coming from inSky, and then I think he got the last kill on Capsu, which is... I think that's, Tinna says mine was the 15-kilometer aim 9 shot. Tinna, that wasn't 15 kilometers. That was 15 nautical miles because I'm currently in Imperial. I'm not in metric. So that was way longer than 15 kilometers. That was, I'm really excited. I got to pull the trigger and shoot something. And it came from a long way away. Now, we know it's stormy, so there is a chance that this round ends in a draw. We'll have to see if they make it back. 925 is currently rocking still 85% engine RPM. What's 1823? He's down to 80. So, and he's losing airspeed. 1823 could be in trouble here. How far away are they? 70 nautical miles. They're not quite close enough. They're not quite high enough. 17,000, 16,000 and climbing for both. Are they going to make it? I don't know. Not entirely sure. And they still have the storms to deal with as they descend through the cloud cover. Luckily, when they come through, break through the cloud deck, there's not going to be mountains that they run into. They're just coming into Voti. Nice flat land. Not a lot of structures to run into. Dennis says, if they don't make it back, does that make it a tie? Yes, it indeed does. So how the SATAL matches work is it's best of 3. If one of the rounds ends in a tie, we don't go play another round. It can all end in a tie of the best of 3 because of the draws. We just did that to stop the rounds going on forever. We had some issues in SATAC where I think we had some rounds or matchups that were going 9 rounds, and we're just trying to get around that and make sure that that doesn't happen. So we can see 1823 back there marking. 925 is still at 85%. 18,000, 19,000, 65 nautical miles. So we're getting closer. You guys can very faintly see the contrails from 1823 there in the background. Is the gamma too high, too low? You guys want it brighter? Not so bright? Let me know. Can't see 1823's contrails back there anymore. Stay in this view to see if we can get him closer. If we can see him getting closer. He's still up there. He's descending now. No, he's just trying to stay level. His autopilot may not work very well. looks like he's leaking fuel. 79% RPM. But we all know what the fuel leaks are like in DCS. It looks like sometimes you're leaking fuel, but it really doesn't do a whole lot in how the game shakes out. Down to 50 nautical miles. .925 still rocking 85%. Can't see 1823 back there anymore. He's at 18,000 now. 925's at 20. Down to under 50 nautical miles remaining. Let's check on the conditions at Vodi. This is what we're flying into here. They should be coming in from this direction. Not sure on the wind speed. Can we see the wind speed in the briefing? $10 meters a second at ground level, 15 at 2,000, and 5 at 8,000. How far away are we now? 925 is down to 40 nautical miles. Slow RTB. I know it's not the most fun thing for you viewers to watch, but we got to see how this whole thing ends up. Are we going to end in a tie? Is inSky going to take the first round against SF? What is going to happen? I anticipate inSky 925 and 1823 being able to put this down on the ground. Even if they run out of fuel at this point, they're inside 100 kilometers at over 20,000 feet. So they should be able to glide, theoretically, all the way home. It's in about 300 knots. 925 still at 85%, over 20,000. We got for 1823. He's a bit faster, 330 knots. Now up to almost 90% engine RPM, descending at 18,000. So what is going to happen? I anticipate them closing this out and inSky taking it 1 round to none. Swinny G asks, what's the glide slope speed for the 15? I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. Somebody in chat probably knows, though. How close are we now? 26 nautical miles. And this is a big area. Maycop and Vodi are further apart than people think. It's a large map, or large region for this particular matchup to be played on. Looks like 925 is now descending, coming through 13,000 at 400 knots. We'll ride with him down. FX asks, has the giveaway happened yet? No. Probably won't happen for a little bit. We got an interview to go through with Buddy Fox. It's about 20 minutes long. It'll give you guys an insight into the minds of the Buddy Fox owners and creators, how they thought about the product, how they created it. And it's my first interview, so nail me to a cross if you want to. But Sneak69 subs with Prime. I'm not entirely sure why notifications aren't working, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for the sub, buddy. Much appreciated. Let's have a look at that while we watch 925 come in. Huh. I just don't see the notifications on here, so I'll have a look at that later, Sneak. I'm not... That's weird. But thanks for the sub, buddy. Shoutouts to you for doing that. So we see 925 coming through the cloud cover. Let's jump over here and have a look-see and see if we can see him. Not yet. How far away is he? He's not really lined up on the runway. Which way is he going to come in? 8 nautical miles. Can we see the runway yet? Don't see him yet. There he is. Got a glimpse of him. Is he lining up? Yeah, he's lining up. I think. I say all this stuff and then I don't really know what they're doing. We can see 1823's smoke and fuel leak behind him. Looks like 925 is just going to bring it straight in. Shouldn't be too bad. It's not foggy. Just have to deal with the crosswind. Coming on to finals. Should be just a few nautical miles out now. See 1823 still leaking fuel with that damaged left engine behind him. Getting ready to turn on to finals. We can see the wind. The factor that the wind's playing here as he's slightly off canter as he comes in here. And it looks like 1823 is not turning for finals. He's just on his merry way. Not really sure where he's going. And wheels down for 925. Looks like he's got some damaged gear. Make sure that he stops here without blowing up, but for all intensive purposes here, ladies and gents, that's one in the books for inSky, which honestly, I didn't really expect, but I haven't really flown against inSky. But seeing as SF was undefeated, I kind of gave them the benefit of the doubt and taken round one. But inSky coming out, I think, surprising most of us with a decisive victory in this first round. Go ahead and update the scoreboard. That is not the right one. That is the right one. And we'll go ahead and go to round 2 here. As we leave the server, I'm going to go ahead and restart things so these guys can rejoin. Webcam. But what'd you guys think? I know my beard isn't moving with my voice, but What'd you guys think of that round as I restart this server? It was not how I played it or pictured it playing out. In all honesty. At all. African Negroid. No, it has not happened yet. It'll probably take place after the completion of the match. That's a fun name. Lazy Seal, he doesn't mean anything mean. I must have missed something. I have no idea what you're talking about. So, where, if I were TAC view, start the server, open TAC view, and sorry guys, just getting all the TAC view stuff. Should be that. So we will copy that. Paste. Just moving the TAC view file. About the beard. So Lazy Seal says he didn't mean anything mean about the beard. I don't care. I could give two shits what other people think. It doesn't bother me. You say whatever you think you need to say. So let's... Not that. Let's go ahead. Why are you not opening? Fine, we'll just do it this way. Close... Maximize. Close that. And we'll go back to desktop view. Desktop view. It doesn't see anything, Scotty. Okay. Minimize. Okay. So we are now looking at the TAC view file here. I am not a wizard with TAC view, so we're gonna have to see what we can do here and what we can glean from our process. So let's get up here. You guys are gonna have to maybe give me some tiddly bits on how I can make this part better. But initially, we can see as this whole thing unfolds how defensive both teams are. We can see that, and I guess we missed this, Razor, let's talk about this one real quick, gets in an engagement with inSky and almost eats that 120B that we missed at the very beginning. I guess I didn't see that. But we can see how defensive both teams are. They have a very defensive posture through the beginning of this matchup. And TAC view kind of makes it look like they're getting closer than they were in the actual match when we could see them through GCI. But all of the 120Bs or any of the missiles that were fired didn't really have... They weren't supported in any way, shape, or form. So we can see that there's not... This one with Razor, right here again, between him and inSky was the most offensive that we saw at the beginning of the match. And then we can see down here to the south, 925 and 1821 pressing on Juga, but immediately after Juga notices that he's being pressed, turns cold, and that defensive posture that we saw throughout the beginning of the round. So again, Fatman, Capsu, and 1821 trading missiles, but immediately after the missiles are foxed, are going defensive. They're entering a defensive posture again and not supporting the missiles. They just turn cold and regroup with the friendlies. When does everything start to divulge into the shit show that it was? Sorry guys, we're skipping part of this, but I think it's right here. So we can see 925 pressing on red shot. There goes the 120B, and there's no way when you're that close that you're getting away from that. I mean, we're inside, what, 5 nautical miles? And I know there's a ruler. I got to learn how to use this better. But there's no way. He doesn't even have time to enter the notch. He's going Mach 0.8. So he doesn't really have ample time to slow down to be able to get away from this from 925. And 925 just capitalizes on this bad positioning from... Who was that again? from Red Shot. And we see Capsu trying to come out of the north to support him, but immediately after Red Shot's killed and 925 starts to egress, we see 1821 and 552 coming in to support. So Capsu has to break off his engagement to try and avenge Red Shot, who got taken down. So, let's carry on. Oh, there was a... So, Farago, and this was after 925 taking down Red Shot. We can see 552 and 1821 pressing. And I missed... This is one of the engagements that I missed earlier. Razor foxes a 120B and on 1821 and 552, and 1821 goes much more defensive than 552, but so much so that I think he just loses SA and just flies into the ground. So effectively, Razor just foxing on 1821 kills him by making him fly into the ground. And I think 552 almost got into trouble here. If we look at this engagement with Farago, I thought Farago killed him, but Farago is hot here, and he's in a very advantageous position against 552 Thomas. And I'd like to see 552 continue to extend in this particular situation, but instead he decides that he's going to recommit. And when he recommits, this recommit is what kills him, because he recommits into that 120. Whereas if he just continued to stay cold, I don't think that missile would have been a problem. But since he recommitted, we can see him just taking that 120B right into the face. And this is why it's important, guys, that if you're committing to going cold, just stay that way. Because if you recommit, you may recommit into a missile that you didn't know was there. So we'll continue. And real quick, I'm going to jump in the server. And we'll carry on. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just making sure that this is all coming together here. That's not... I don't want that. There we go. So if we come down here to the south now, Farago takes down 552. He's tunnel visioned on 552. And I don't think 925 has positioned his nose onto Farago enough where Farago knows that there's somebody coming for him. So if we continue, after 552 dies, we can see 925 commit. But at this point, Farago's in so deep and he's too fast to get into an effective notch that he has to turn cold. But when he turns cold, 925 is close enough that it just doesn't matter, and that 120B has enough energy that it just chases him down and kills him. So we can see him get taken down. 925, does he take Juga down now? He does. So after killing Farago here... Sorry, guys. They're having login issues. And indeed, the server's not working. Not entirely sure why. Oh, DCS crashed. Okay. Let me fix this real quick, guys. Get this fixed. And we'll go back to TAC view. But again, like we were talking about with Farago and 925, 925 and Farago both got their kills on bandits that got in too deep. And I know that that's easy to say, but you're just losing your situational awareness and you're getting tunnel visioned onto these bandits that you may have a kill on, but you forget about everything else in the combat sphere, and you just commit onto this one bandit, eyes on, and forget about everything else. So they committed, and I think I'm going to have to run a repair. They committed and then just killed the bandit that they were after, but put themselves in positions that they couldn't get away from, defend after they got their initial kill, which is unfortunate. So that got repaired. Let's try this again. Load it up. We've had this problem in the past where the server, for whatever reason, will, after an initial match, will just crash every time you try and reload a mission. I think we've gotten that fixed. I noticed in the past that if I just repair the server, that it'll start working. So I think we're in business, and indeed we are. Okay, so that's back up. Let's minimize all this. Let's jump into the server. And back to TAC view. Boom. Okay, so we were talking about people overcommitting, and we're down here with 925 and Farago. We saw, let's back up here. Farago's committing on 552. He tunnel visions on 552. There goes the 120B, and you can see him fully commit to 552. And Farago has no mutual support. There's nobody behind him covering his ass. We could say that Juga's doing it, but he's looking a completely different direction. So Farago, if he's engaging 552, has no idea if there's anything else out in front of him aside from him. He gets a nail, I'm assuming from 925, and that's why he breaks to the right, to see if he can pick up 925 after killing 552. But by this point, I think he realizes that he's in a world of shit, and he can't find 925, possibly because of the altitude separation. 925 is above the cloud deck, while Farago may be in it. So he turns cold, but it's too late. 925 is in a perfect kill position, puts a 120B on Farago, who can't outrun it because the 120B has enough energy, and just gets splashed. So 925 then carries on, immediately getting engaged by Juga, who I'm sure got the call from Farago saying he needs help, and 925 puts a 120B on him. So just goes on a tear of multiple kills here. And we're down to a 3v4 with SF at the numerical disadvantage. If we come back up here and look at inSky, 1155, who came in from the north with 1823, he just makes his way on into the middle of this engagement. Flies right by Capsu, who I think is more worried about 1823 at this point, and engages Fat Man with the 120B. And this is just unfortunate because 1155 just meanders his way in here. And it's unfortunate that Razor didn't pick him up early enough because they fly right by each other coming in here. There's some altitude separation. I think 1155 is in the clouds while Razor is on the ground. You can see he's at 86 feet, now 25. So they're merged now. But at this point, 800, they're just in shit world of hurt now because it's 2v4. Razor's in a merge with two bandits. And it's unfortunate that 800 just comes right up here and sees Capsu. But Capsu also sees 800 and splashes him with an aim 9. I didn't realize that happened. So we can see 800 breaking off from his initial merge with Razor. Comes up north. I think he got the nails from Capsu, who's at 49 feet, while 800's at 232. And he does Fox on him, but that 73 just doesn't track because Capsu drops the flares preeminently to anticipate that something's coming. So Razor, Capsu are the only ones left in this merge. Capsu gets taken down, or Razor gets taken down by that 120B from 925, and the rest is just history, ladies and gentlemen. There's too many bandits in here for the two of them to deal with, and they just get splashed. So that's it for that. Let me know if you guys like that, the TAC view sessions. If that helps you guys get some better idea of what was going on during these engagements, or what do you guys think? Team's ready. Looks like we're waiting on... So I gave the taxi. We should be good to go here. We're watching SF this time with their 6 F-15s. Nubs Cockpit. Sorry I missed your host, buddy, while I was in the in-depth in my shitty TACV review. Thanks for the raid, my friend. 13 Jet fans brought to the party. Thanks for the raid. Much appreciated. Getting something from somebody. They're waiting on somebody. So we can hear SF spooling up. Not sure who's first. Tricker says, just watching you, Moltar, makes me happy. Well, if I have that effect on you, then so be it. Can see the SF guys doing their surface checks. Got 6 from each side. All the aircraft look legit. We just got the Singleton C-27 coming from inSky, which is correct. Tricker says the effect goes down deep. Well, how deep? Is it deep enough? Lacey Seal says, yes, you are admitting positive ray guns. Are we talking ray guns in a sexual sense? Because that's the only sense that I would be happy it being conveyed. We're just waiting on a latecomer from the inSky guys. Hopefully they don't have a disconnect. Somebody's got a high ping at 297, but we should be okay. So back to the round. What do I think people could have done better? I liked the initial defensive postures. I always liked that. I didn't like the amount of missiles that were foxed and wasted because they were unsupported. They would fox, then turn cold, then fox, then turn cold, which is fine getting people to turn around, but sometimes you want people to commit into you. Because if they commit into you, that's when mistakes can be made. They opportunities to make mistakes, with the exception of just flying into missiles that they should be defending anyway. So, I like that with the exception of unsupported missiles. One thing I didn't really like as the match progressed was the amount of unsupported commitments that were made after we left this defensive posture. So, like, take Razor, for example. Razor is hugely aggressive, and it seems like so is 925. They commit and committed into these engagements unsupported by their wingmen. And because of that, a lot of times they got really lucky, but they put themselves in situations where if they get double teamed, it's really hard to get out of it. So I would like to see mutual support from your wingmans when you decide to commit, so you're not just committing by yourself. But all in all, those are really the only two critiques that I have. Both teams flew very similar throughout the entire round. Started defensive, then it slowly divulged into more and more of a shit show commitment fest as we got further into the merges and people started to get into the actual head-on engagements. But that was a fun round. What about you, chat? How did you feel about that? What are your ideas? What are your feelings about how that round went well, or how it could have gone better for either of the two teams? Just waiting for SF to line up. I'm assuming inSky's doing the same. Let's go ahead and check to see what they're doing over here. They are indeed taxiing and lining up on runway 04. Tricker says he's digging the overlay. Thanks, buddy. Not exactly what I wanted. There we go. Anything for you, Tricker. Coxie says, is the fog still blue? Thought it was fixed. Man, the weather in this just, it has a mind of its own. It has its own issues. Maybe one day they'll get it all fixed, but who knows. Asking the teams if they're ready. SF says they're ready. See if inSky's ready. Are you ready? I'm anxious to see if this round stays as defensive for as long as the first round did. It felt like 10 to 15 minutes for that first round that really nothing happened. inSky says they need just a second, which is fine. Tricker says they're taking off with a tailwind, it seems, with the smoke going down the runway, which we can see in the background. Indeed, it does. See if they're able to lift off any earlier than they would think they would be able to because of that heavy tailwind of 15 to 20 meters a second. But back to the, let's backtrack here a little bit and talk about the tac view. Do you guys like the tac view piece of this? Do you like going over the round after the completion of it and recapping everything as we wait for everybody to get ready? Gave the go, 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 fights on. So we're underway for round 2. SF versus inSky. inSky takes it first round decisively. Will SF be able to redeem themselves here? Duff23 throws 100 biddies into the war chest, says, what's up with you? What's up, all you partay people? Man, we're just here having fun watching DCS, seeing how this whole matchup between SF and inSky shakes out. The real question is, Duff, how are you? Racer Gotcha says, Duffmeister is here, and I'm going to honestly say that I thought that said initially when I saw that chat message of Dumpster Fire is here. I was like, well, if that's how you talk to people, to each their own, but see how Duff23 takes that. FX says so much fuel burned on just takeoff. I agree, but you don't necessarily want to reach the initial engagement with a ton of fuel. Having a ton of fuel decreases your maneuverability and top speed and acceleration. So you want to enter with enough fuel to get through the engagement, but as little fuel as possible to make yourself more maneuverable. And SF looks like they're taking a different approach here, completely changing things up and staying low. Are they going to climb? Or are we staying low throughout this? Looks like they're starting to climb now. Coming through the cloud deck, watching Capsu and the rest of the SF team egress away from Vody. What's going on over here with inSky? 1823, what are you doing going off over here all by your lonesome? Where are you going? These guys look much higher. They've already come through the cloud deck. And it looks like SF is doing the same. So initially, they stayed low. Maybe they were trying to decide what they wanted to do, but they broke off their low ingress and are now ascending, passing 20,000, still at about 500 knots. Still fairly close together. We can see a couple guys lower if you look just below Capsu. The 1823, where were you going? He's separated from his main flight by about 20 nautical miles and is recommitted back in the same direction. Separation between SF and inSky is now under 90 kilometers. Harry Kuvert says, wish this esport was more popular than Fortnite. I agree. Fortnite's kind of fun to watch every once in a while. Maybe. It's kind of a stupid game. Sorry if you like Fortnite. Oh, they're breaking off. What is going on here? So we see Redshot and Farago breaking off from the main 4-ship. Fatman and Capsu breaking off to the north, while Razor and Juga, I think that his name's Juga. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your names, are headed straight up the middle. What are Redshot and Farago doing here? Are they coming back into essentially a stinger? What's going on? Soul says, Fortnite is fun if you're 12. Yeah, I understand. My son who's 8 loves Fortnite. I don't really... As I get older, that game doesn't make me think enough. Lacey Seal says, Fortnite is cancer, and I'm not sorry. Sorry, I'm not sorry. Well said, Lazy Seal. Well said. As bad as Hacking Crowns, Coxie puts down the hammer. All those games. I kind of enjoy watching some of the guys fly or play PUBG, but I can't get into it. I played a lot of Arma. I think it's mainly the player base, and that's why I love the DCS community, because it's primarily an older player base, and it's more thought-provoking and interesting, especially the conversations where it's, instead of somebody just tell me how much they fucked my mom and stuff when I'm in a conversation, Arma's even becoming that, which is sad. So we've got SF breaking up into 3-2 ships, 2 in the lead and essentially a wall, with Farago and Redshot coming in the rear in a pseudo stinger, and we have inSky kind of doing the same thing, breaking up into 3-2 ships. 800 and 925 bringing it up the center at 163 and 552 breaking off to the south, and 1823 and 115 coming to the north. Now what is going on here? We see 800 and 925 separating now. We can see that here. That's a cool shot, seeing the contrails come in from the top as one of the planes 800 breaks off with 925. And now it looks like they're coming into a 3-ship wall. So they're going to lead with 3 ship in a wall and a trail of 3 ships in a wall. So that's kind of cool. See how that shakes out for them. Getting some more separation on the SF guys. So we've got the 3-2 ships, but between the elements of those 2 ships, they're getting more separated. They're up to about 2 nautical miles, using Capsu and Fatman as a reference point. Are we going to see SF redeem themselves for round 1 and bring this matchup 1-1 and push us into a round 3? Separation is down to 20 nautical miles. 925, if he keeps on his merry way, he's going to get himself into a pincer with the 2 ship of Capsu and Fat Man coming to the north and Juga and Razor coming to the south. Or is he just going to go undetected? I don't know that they see him. Does Capsu see him? I think he does. No, I think Capsu's now extending. And 925 is now extending. So I think we're going to see a very similar round to what we saw in round 1. Both teams taking very defensive postures and extending instead of overcommitting into an engagement. I like this a lot. I like this initial engagement with the exception of Fat Man. There weren't really any missiles wasted. Fat Man foxed on an already extending 115, and that missile is effectively dead as soon as it comes off the rails. So now instead of having 4 AIM-120Bs, he's down to 3, which, depending on how long this round goes on, could be of vital importance. So here comes a long ER. 20 nautical miles. 163. What are you doing? That's a long ER. Juga immediately starts to beam the missile. And that missile's, it's dead. I mean, he just has to beam it for a little bit, drag it, and then he can commit right back into it. AIM 7, I'm assuming that came from 800. This missile, I think, is just to put Farrago on the defensive. AIM 7 coming in response from Farrago. Guys, again, these missiles aren't going to do anything. Just let them commit into you. Let them come in here. Let Red Shot come in from the north and pounce on this overcommitted 800. Both teams are effectively in a north to south wall. It's going to be hard to provide mutual support when you're egressing out of the AO in a situation like this, but I do like that they're decently together. Effectively got a 2v2 down here to the south and a 4v4 up here to the north. Getting closer between 1823 and Red Shot. 120B coming from 1823, but Red Shot is already extending. So that missile's effectively dead. I think that's another AIM 7 coming from maybe Farrago. Indeed it is. We've got an interesting engagement coming here down to the south. They got pretty close, 552 and Razor, but are both now immediately extending. Are we going to see a merge now up here to the north between 1155 and Fat Man? It doesn't look like it. they both start to extend. Still 6 pilots aside for both inSky and SF. Nothing's really happened yet. Farrago could be putting himself into a flanking position on 163. Lazy Seal drops 200 biddies and says, attack. Hell with this mind games. Just make it a rumble. We all know now what Lazy Seal wants. And man, I'm all with you. That merge was a hell of fun in that last round. But hopefully we'll get there. ET coming from 163 on Farrago, who's already defensive. That missile is effectively dead as it's almost completely out of energy. Both teams still taking really defensive postures. Farrago's in here a little bit deeper than everyone else. And if he stays down here to the south with Razor and Juga, we could see a 3v2, which could be effective for SF as long as Capsu and Red Shot are able to defend against the 4-ship of SF of 800, 925, 1823, and 1155. But it looks like Farrago's coming back up here to the north to make it even again, 4v4. $120B coming from Farrago on Cold Bandits, and that's on 925. That's not really going to be effective. Could have been slightly more effective had it been on 800. but as 800 was recommitting, but he was still pretty far away. 120B coming from Capsu on 1155. He's immediately defensive, and that missile is going to be a non-factor. But if we come to down here to the south, Razor's pushing in here deep. We're seeing him get a bit more aggressive with an aim 9 coming from him on Thomas, or 552. Is that going to be? No, it's dead. But Farago's now coming down here to the south again. So we've got a 4v3 up here to the north and what looks to be developing into a 3v2 down here to the south. Farago's got an ER coming on him. He puts a 120B out there in response. That ER is dead. Or sorry, it's an aim 9. 163 could be in trouble here. Come on, let's see some flares coming from that flanker. Drop those flares. Drop them. Drop them. Do it! Drop him! Oh, nope, he didn't. He got splashed. And that's that sneaky SF aim 9 that you don't know is coming. So SF capitalizing on those sneaky smokeless missile shots. And Farago's able to take down 163. So we've got a 4v3 up here to the north with inSky with the number advantage, and a 3v1 down here to the south with 552 all by himself. $18.23 could be getting into some shit. You're getting into some shit. Here comes a 120B. You see the splash from Capsu. So SF taking command early, splashing 2 guys from inSky, and it's now a 4v6. How's this going to continue to develop here? 120B coming from 925 and 800 on Farago. Farago's in the cloud cover. Can't really see much from him. 925 breaks off, and so does 800. But 925 is now recommitting on what looks to be Red Shot. What did he just launch? That's a 120B on Red Shot. Red Shot's in trouble. We gonna see that splash in the clouds? Don't think so. So Red Shot gets taken down. So we're down to a 4v5 now. Sorry guys, sometimes the clouds make it a bit difficult to stay on top of stuff, but we've got a cluster of 4 SF guys down here: Razor, Juga, Capsu, and Farago, and a Singleton of Fat Man up to the north. And they're being pressed from all directions by SF. Who's going to come out on top? We've got better mutual support coming from SF, but they're being pressed from multiple directions by the inSky guys. Here comes an aim 7. Low, not low, from 800 on Juga, but I think he broke that lock. 120B coming on Thomas. Is that going to be effective? I think yeah, sorry, I grabbed the missile instead. Another one of the inSky guys gets splashed. We're down to a 3v2, and I missed the battle up here to the north where 1155 takes somebody down. These clouds are making it difficult. We're going to see that splash. No, we're not. And these clouds are making it difficult to be able to see these splashes and stuff come in here. But we've got a 4v2 remaining. I know the camera work hasn't been optimal, but we'll make work. The clouds make it a little bit difficult to see stuff. 925 and 1155 regrouping up here to the north, while Razor, Capsu, Farago, and Juga regroup down here to the south. So we're now in a north to south engagement. What are our altitudes? 7,000 and 11,000. Razor, 10,000, 10,000, 2,000, 15,000. So all about equal. Aim 7 coming from Razor on 925. That first missile's effectively dead. The 120B's immediately out of energy. Sneaky aim 9 coming from 925. Does Razor see that? No flares yet. It just passed him. He got lucky there with that aim 9. 120B coming from Juga on what I think is 1155, but 1155 has bigger problems to worry about with the 120B coming from the front. And he got splashed by that 120B in the cloud cover. So we're down to a 5v1. 925, the hero of the first round, is all by himself. No, he's not. We're down to a 2v5. I missed 115 up here. He's in a merge. Do they see each other? Is that with Capsu? Razor and Capsu. So he's in a merge with both of these guys. He broke it off. Juga putting an aim 7 on him. inSky pressing against Juga, or 925. Nobody really sees each other, except Juga sees 1155. See how this develops. How's this going to come out? 925 recommitting into Razor. Do they see it? So 925 is merged with Razor and Capsu, but 1155's got a missile all over his 6. We can see it come in there and take 1155 down. Juga capitalizing on that 1v1 where he was all over the 6 of 1155. And now, like I said earlier, 925 is all by himself up here to the north. The hero of round 1. Can he make something happen against the 4 remaining pilots of SF? $120B off the rails on Capsu. So that he must have had that in a vertical notch. That thing, I thought he was dead to rights coming in there, but he got away from that one somehow. But now he's got 925 all over his shit. What does 925 have remaining? Well, we won't even worry about that because we're in the shit of it. We're in the merge between 925 and Capsu. Is he low enough to get away from that? No. That 120B eats 925 for breakfast. And that's all she wrote for inSky during that round. Soul says, I would love to be able to hear their comms. It's something we're working on. It's coming in the future. Maybe not this round. Maybe next round. We'll have to see. By round, I mean next year. Round 2 of SATAL. So SF takes that one in commanding fashion, much like inSky did for round 1. 925 had Capsu, but Capsu held on long enough that his wingman, his other squad mates, were able to come to his rescue and save him and get 925 off his 6. Looks like a lot of these guys still have weapons left. So Capsu still has 2 AIM-9s. Farago has nothing. Ooh, Fat Man is damaged. He's got 2 120s and an AIM-9. And Juga has an AIM-9. See these guys regroup. I think they're going to be RTBing a bit faster than we saw the other guys do it. Capsu's at 95%, 400 knots at 11,000 ascending. Watching Capsu RTB. I'm not sure who's that behind him. It's Juga. There's some altitude separation between these guys, but that round divulged in much the same way as the first round did. And before we see the tag view, my initial ideas of what happened during that round are that SF was able to stay closer together. They were able to provide a higher level of mutual support than they were in the first round. And we noticed that when I was talking about how they were all together while they were being pressed by inSky from multiple directions. But in my opinion, since they were closer together, they were able to inform each other of possible threats. It was easier for the GCI to maintain a picture since they were all closer together, and they were able to defend each other if somebody got into the shit. So all in all, better mutual support, in my opinion, is what brought SF out on top if they're able to land in this round 2 matchup between SF and inSky. So we're down to 37 nautical miles, so a much, much faster RTB coming from SF. I think they're better on fuel this time. So pilots remaining are Capsu, Juga, Razor, and Farago. So we lost Fat Man and Red Shot. Down to under 30 nautical miles remaining at 26,000, 20,000, 30,000, and 36,000. Farago being the high guy. We do, if they land, well, regardless if they land, because if they don't land, it'll just be a tie. We do get to go to round 3, which I'm always excited about. More DCS action for me. Do you guys like having these go to more rounds, or would you rather them be shorter? I personally like more DCS action. That's kind of a cool shot. Oh, that's cool. Seeing the contrails enter the picture. That's a cool shot. I like that one. As complex, and this is something I'm realizing as I do this more, as complex as DCS's camera is, the stuff that you can do, and maybe it'd be cool if it was more user-friendly, but the control that they give you over all this stuff is pretty cool. So everybody's still pretty high. We're watching Razor and his compadre. Who's he with? Farago rejoin here. Are we descending yet? 20,000. We'll probably do an overhead pattern. They're starting to descend. Are they doing straight ins? I would assume not. Yumpy says, is Fat Man still alive? Man, you're right, he is. It's actually Oh, no, he's not. He ejected. Oh, man. What timing. What timing. So I guess he just wasn't showing up on the map, but... Oh, yeah, he's still alive, and then he ejects. What? Man, that was fun. Are you landing straight in, Farago? No, I think they're doing an overhead pattern, and they're going to come in on the south side on runway 30. I hear him. I can hear him. Yompy says, I have that effect on people. Get in a social interaction with them and you just see them immediately eject out of the situation. Tajuga came down. This is Capsu now. A little bit wobbly. Seems a little high. It was a little high there. So we're just waiting on Razor. He's on to finals now. And that's all she wrote for round 2. SF takes it again in commanding fashion. That was impressive. All right, this time, guys, I'm going to throw you to another fan movie so that I can get this attack view set up. But I'll be back in just a second. Enjoy the fan movie.
Under the bright skies, only sunshine. Under the bright skies, when the words are like bullets and they break through your skin, and there's no way to get them all out. gold under the bright skies. Big sunshine.
Alright, we're back. Let's get right back into this tac view nonsense. Let's fast forward. Okay, so we can see that the defensiveness immediately is the same as it was in round one. Immediately as people are foxed on, they immediately turn cold. And it's just a north to south line for wall formation. Well, there's a close loss right there. So I didn't see this one, but Farago, I think he's foxing on 925. And it just, he not just as effectively when he recommits. There's our first exchange. Farago with 163. So this is just 163 getting in too deep. And I think that's because he's at 227 and he has to support the ER all the way in. And so he gets in deep. Farago's able to get him in deep enough to fox an aim 9 on him. And is that better? Let's see if that's better. Okay, so aim 9 gets in there because inSky has to 163 has to support that ER in deeper, and he just eats that aim 9 that he doesn't see coming from Farago. So that was, I think, the first engagement in that ER. Why does it continue to track him? Strange. Almost gets Farago. So let's carry on here. We can see another between 925. I didn't realize 925 got a kill, but he gets red shot here. And red shot, this is just inSky 925 getting in deep. He's unsupported, so if Capsu would have committed on him to help red shot, 925 would have been in a world of hurt. But he's able to get in there deep against red shot, get in so close that red shot can't do anything effectively to get rid of that 120B, and he's just dead. And he's able to egress out even after the kill, which is surprising. I would have liked to see help coming there from Capsu on 925. So we're down to a 4v5, I believe. And here's another instance. This is when 800 goes down. This is just getting in too deep, guys. See how close they are? Right here. 800 versus Juga, and this is a 120B that you're too fast, Mach 1.1, you can't defend it, and you're gonna eat it, you're dead. Here's another one. If we come down here, Capsu against 552, and you're in too close. So we go from a very defensive posture at the beginning of these rounds to one that is not defensive at all, and it's almost too over-the-top commitment, as Lazy C would to say, since he just wanted them to get their shit together and get into the battle. I mean, this is what you guys wanted, right? But They go from defensive to just getting in way too deep. And you can't defend against these 120Bs that are fired from this close. So carrying on. Looks like we've got 925 and 1155 are the only two remaining. And they're able to defend against this fairly well. They notched the initial engagement by SF coming out of the southwest. Here's the first merge between 1155, Razor, and Capsu. And where does he get on the 6 of Capsu? And this is, Juga capitalizes on it right here. So 1155 is now egressing, but Juga, since everybody's together, is able to capitalize on 1155 egressing. He's close enough that it doesn't really matter because the missile's going to have enough energy to reach the target and kill him. And then the last remaining guy is 925, who now gets on the 6 of Capsu. The missile flies into the ground, that aims 7, and now he's all over the 6, but at this point it doesn't matter because he's got 3 SF brethren coming to support him, and he just eats that aim 7 up the tailpipe, and that's all she wrote. So, event should be up. Let's jump in here and go to round 3. And guys, I just want to remind you that following this round, regardless of how it finishes, we are going to have an interview by the Buddy Fox guys. It's pre-recorded, so you're not going to be able to ask questions. I'll try and answer any questions after the interview that I can, because I've got a UFC sitting in front of me that I can show you on screen. And then we've got a giveaway of 3 tins of gall grease and Teflon rings, which I ask that you only enter the giveaway for if you have a Warthog or can use that stuff. And then we have a A10 UFC. And if you guys live international and you win the giveaway, I'd ask that please maybe you guys help with shipping if you can, just because international shipping can get quite expensive. I'd like everybody to be able to win it, but international shipping, if you'd like to enter internationally, I'm in the United States, I just ask that you please help with shipping. So that's really going to only be a factor for the UFC, but you never know. But again, that'll be taking place after the matchup. We'll do the giveaway and the interview, and we'll go from there. But we'll jump in here. These guys should be just about ready to go. Looks like they're indeed taxiing. Energy, I'll show you the UFC. Davey Wavy, no module giveaway this week. That'll be coming in the next couple weeks, probably when we have Heapler back on. This week's hardware. Yeah, FX, for anybody that doesn't know, that hasn't been to the stream yet, we do have Heapler on periodically to talk about the F-14 development. They'll give away one or a couple F-14 modules, and we just have a grand old time. So for anybody that's new, we have them on every once in a while. We do sponsor giveaways for them and Buddy Fox and the other sponsors, but it's a good time. Make sure you tune in every week. Something's always different. SF may have not have spooled and taxied yet. Well, Bill DeMars, it's not just for the gal grease. You can do the UFC giveaway. So it's not all together. I'm giving them everything away separately. But Racer Gotcha throwing 5 biddies into the war chest and says, always a party in here. Man, we try and make it exciting. Boring is boring, frankly. Oh, forgot the scoreboard. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Waiting on these guys to finish taxi preparations. Down to a 1v1 or a 1-to-1. SF and inSky even after 2. And how these rounds have gone, I'm indecisive on who's going to come out on top. You guys have any inklings of who you think's going to win? Because I sure as hell don't. How is SF doing as far as the taxi goes? Shows the satellite view. Turn all that stuff off. Oop. Bill DeMars asks, who is fighting? It's SF versus inSky. Racer Koch is putting his odds out there of SF winning 60% and inSky taking its 40%. Have to see how that plays out. I think it's pretty even. Who says some intense taxi music? Yeah. It's the inbound music. I've got the playlist separated into 3. You've got the victory one, the inbound, and the dogfight. So try and set the mood. It got a little heavy and intense there just for taxi, but it all works out. Got to give you guys the correct experience. Bill DeMar says, wish I knew what to do. I stink at fighters. It's all good. One of the best things to do is just get in the multiplayer servers and get on TeamSpeak, and the community will help you, which is one of the big reasons I love DCS. We talk about this time in and time out, but one of the greatest things about DCS is the community's willingness to help newcomers get their feet wet and get into the game, or the sim. So if you want to get into fighters, just ask some of your fellow compadres, people you're flying with, and I'm sure that they'd be more than happy to help you. So SF looks like they're almost done. Capsu's parked on the runway now, just waiting for everybody else to come on after him. Just waiting for everything to finish. Let's go back over to inSky. Getting everything finalized, and we will be off and rolling. So Stooge says that the Twitch stream's been breaking up a little bit. Has it been okay for everybody? Maybe I just need to lower the bitrate a little bit. YouTube seems more stable. inSky looks ready. SF is ready. So let's get this show on the road. And fights on. Round 3 is underway officially. This is the deciding round. SF versus inSky. We're 1 apiece going into round 3. Vitor's mod of that blue afterburner on that flanker looks so good. Doesn't look like they're out of the cloud cover yet. Angels 5 ascending. Where is SF at? They are much closer together. They're still low. They did this last round. So SF again is much closer together. They're still low. They haven't started ascending yet. inSky on the contrary is passing 15,000. Are they still low? They're starting to ascend, it looks like. Yeah, I think we're going up now. Nope, still low. Coming up now. SF looks to be now moving into either 3-2 ships or a wall formation, north to south. While inSky looks very similar. One difference I have noted during these matchups is SF is taking 2 bags while inSky is taking 3 bags. Separation is down to under 90, 85 miles. And SF is just flying in what looks to be a large wedge. Some flights breaking off there. We see one of the SF guys breaking off to the, I think that's to the south. Yeah, a couple guys going off to the south. So we are seeing SF separate into what we saw last round of 3 2-ships. Kami, welcome. Afternoon to you. inSky is still close together. This northern 2-ship of 1155 and 1823 looks to be breaking off. Now the southern one is doing the same. So we're seeing effectively the same thing play out on both sides. Separation is down to under 50 miles. Same formations as we saw last time. Effectively, both of them are inverse of one another. We've got the 2 2-ships up front with 1 in trail, and we have 1 2-ship in front with 2 in trail for inSky. Are we going to see the same type of stuff that we did in round 2? Or are we going to see an SF that doesn't centralize itself to provide mutual support? What is going to happen? Now we do see what inSky did last time. Each one of these 2-ship elements is breaking off to form a second 3-ship element in trail. Separations down to under 30. 925 again leading the way for inSky, while Razor and Capsu lead the way for SF. And how these formations are laid out, we can easily see that SF is going to have an easier time with the current situation providing mutual support for one another. inSky has, while they're more separated, which can be looked as a positive, could have a more difficult time providing mutual support if any of these single parts of these elements get into trouble. Down to under 20 miles. Is 925 already extending? He looks to be extending, yeah. So no missiles launched. 925 immediately extends. I thought Razor was going to extend. He is. First missile coming from what looks to be 1155 up here to the north. I'm going to assume that's on Capsu. Capsu puts an AIM-9 in response, but guys, it works sometimes, but you're too far away. You're 10 nautical miles. I mean, you're pushing it there with how effective that missile's going to be, especially with how defensive these guys have been up until now. There's no way that that missile's going to make it. So we're now back into the north to south wall, effectively, where both teams are lined up from north to south. There is more depth. I do like this from inSky. There's more depth. They've maintained their shape a bit better for not just sticking with your wingman, but being able to ingress into the AO and come out cold and have, let's use 1823 and 115, for example. If 1823 were to turn cold, then 115 could turn hot and provide effectively a racetrack. It's a little more difficult with how SF is set up for them to do the same thing. Though, SF, their flight pairs are closer together, which I do like. So we've got benefits going for both sides here. Nothing happening yet. Both sides very defensive, like we've seen in the first 2 rounds. Aim 7 coming from Farago. That's just got to be defensive because that's a long aim 7 shot of about 15 miles. Could see our first initial incursion up to the north or down to the south. Well, it looks like inSky 552 is now turning cold. 1823 is pressing in here pretty deep against Capsu and Fat Man. And Fat Man's got a decent flank going on here on 1823. He may be in trouble. He's defensive now, but is it too late? Got to turn those lights off. Now he notches those missiles. They're effectively dead. But possibly our first merge. Capsu moving into position here below the cloud cover against 1823. Is he going to get guided on by GCI? It looks like he is. He's coming up through the clouds. There goes the missile. There goes another missile, so he definitely sees him. And he gets... No! They're merged. They're still merged. They're in the clouds. I don't know how anybody sees anything in this. I sure as hell don't. Coming up through the cloud cover now. 1823, I'm going to assume is going to have... Nope, Capsu's extending. So nothing has effectively happened yet. Still 6v6. Nobody's died. 925's gotten in here deep down here on the southern, and 1823 was in deep up here in the north, but both of them are egressing out. Razor and 552 could come into a merge here. Razor foxing, putting a 120B on 552. Like to see 925 get guided in here on Razor. 552, you going defensive? That missile's dead. Still 6 pilots for each side. 4v3 down here in the south with a 2v3 up here in the north. 925's got a... He looks like he's got an energy advantage here. No, he doesn't. Razor has more energy, but about 100 knots. 1155 getting in here up to the north, but again, those missiles are dead. 925 tunnel visioned down here to the south on Razor. Is that going to spell his demise? I'm trying to keep track of everything to make sure we don't miss anything. Capsu may be turning in here to the north with 1155. But Farago could be in trouble with 552. Trying to stay on top of this. A lot of things happening at once. I think that missile's dead down here for Farago. That's not a factor. Razor's going to outrun that aim 7. Capsu up here to the north on 1155. Is all over his 6. I'd like to see 1823 come in here and support. So lots of things happening in here at the same time. 120B on Fat Man. He's low. He's breaking off. He's defensive. 925, are you going to break off onto Juga? Uh-oh. Juga could be in a world. Does he see him? He does. Juga's coming right in front of 925. 925 says hello. Puts a missile on him. I don't know where that missile went. Breaking off the engagement there. Not sure. Not sure what's going... Uh-oh. Not sure what's going on here. Nobody's been splashed yet, but we've got bandits and friendlies all over the place. inSky 925's in a world of trouble now. Sorry, guys, we're in the clouds, but come out of those clouds. He gets splashed, I think. No. So 925 taking down somebody from the SF side. Looks like it was Razor getting in a bit too deep, so we're down to a 6v5. Farago foxing in retaliation on 925. And he gets splashed. So we're down to a 5v5 now. Merge up here with 1155 and 1823. 1823 getting taken down by Capsu. And here comes a 120B on Capsu, who's low. See if we can see this missile come in here. Is he going to be able to defend it? There it is. Still under power. He notches it. No, he gets splashed. So we're down to a 4v3. I think with inSky with the numerical advantage here. Did Farago get splashed there? No. So indeed a 4v3. SF with 3. inSky with 4. inSky 552 is pretty low. He's very low. Trying to get away from Farago. I'd like to see 163 come up here to help 552. 1155 is now head on with Fat Man. Doesn't look like we're close enough to see this merge yet. Aim 7 coming from Fat Man onto 1155. Can we see him yet? We can. Pull up! Oh, comes down through the clouds. Flies into the ground. We're down to a 3v3. The ground being the equalizer there. I wasn't expecting a hill to be right there, but man. 1823. Lawn darts. 120B coming from 800 on red shot. Farago and inSky 163 getting into a merge here. Into the clouds again. Is he going to be able to get the nose around? We can see the guy from inSky foxing on somebody. I don't know that Farago has any missiles left. He doesn't. He is out. So that ER was on Fat Man. We're down to a 3v2. I missed somebody getting splashed. Oh, and Fat Man crashes. Shit. We're down to a 3v1. inSky with the advantage here. But 163 and his flankers got Farago all over his 6. Oh, Farago takes his wing off. So there's one going down. How's Farago going to do this? We're still down to a 2v1. Farago looking for the next merge. 800 has plenty of weapons left. How's 552 doing? He's got plenty left as well. But we know Farago's got guns only. Can he swing this to his advantage? He sees one of them. Who's he see? 800, but he's got 120Bs all over him. Farago's in trouble, trying to get low. Dodges one. Dodges the other one. Here comes an aim 9 flare, 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 flare. Farago able to reverse that, but he's got to get out of the cloud cover to use that gun to his advantage because he's got to be able to see his target. Don't know how exactly he got out of that one, but he made it out. And 552 is out of weapons. He's down to guns only. So the worry part here is 800 still has weapons here. It's like 2 AIM-7s and an AIM-9. And he sees Farago. At least I think he sees Farago. You guys, get out of the clouds. I want to be able to see. Oh, pull up! Came out of nowhere. Does Farago know where 800 is? I think he does. He's coming around the corner here. And this is working out for Farago because Farago is on the 6 of the only remaining pilot with any weapons outside of guns. Does he have nose lead? Does he have nose lead? He's putting himself in a really good position on the 6 of 800. The other thing we got to worry about, though, is that M61 ammo. Oh, good hits on 800. He's still got engine power. Second good hits, and that may be all she wrote for 800 here. And indeed it is. So, Farago and 552 being the only 2 pilots remaining. Guns only on both. Farago's in trouble here. Oh, close call coming from 552. Pull up! Oh! 552 almost crashes. Does Farago take it? Nope, both of them are still up. No hits on that last head-on pass. 552 is able to get around earlier. No hits. Oh, there was some hits. Farago may have just clinched it. And a huge victory. If it indeed is the case, and it looks like it is. No, 552 is still up. Coming on to the 6 of Farago. Is Farago down to 1 engine? Yes. Farago has 1 engine. Both planes have taken significant damage. Are both of them out of ammo? From the looks of it, it looks like Farago's got some gun ammo left for how he's pulling on this target. He does. He doesn't have much. But guys, I think Farago's out of fuel. Wow. He is indeed out of fuel. What a round this has been. Oh. Now the question is, can 552 make it back home? He's ascending. 86%, so he's still got engine power. Maxie asks if he can RTB and repair. No, you can't. But he's the last pilot remaining, so he doesn't necessarily need to. How the rules work in SATAL is there's a bubble, right? Around here. Once you enter the bubble, you cannot leave. If you leave, you cannot re-enter, because if you re-enter, you blow up. So you can't leave and then repair and so on and so forth. So he's effectively won this if inSky 552 is able to RTB and land. I'm still up in the air on whether 552 is going to be able to make it back, because I have no idea what his fuel state is. He's down to 80%. I can't see him on the map, so I have no idea how far away he is. We'll just have to see if he makes it back. We're along for the ride. FML Shadow, I don't know. I don't know how I can see where I am on the map. Unknown. I'm no DCS wizard. But man, what a way to end. Guns only merge. Farrago taking people to school there towards the end of that. It's unfortunate he ran out of ammo and one of his engines went down, but the two of them, 552 and Farrago, battling to the death here at the end of round 3. Whoops. So Maverick says, look at him. F2 on his aircraft, then go to F10, then hit Control F10. That doesn't do anything. I can't tell where I'm at. Unknown, but it's okay. Uh-oh. We may be out of fuel. This may be ending in a draw. 552 looks like his right engine's completely out. He's down to 13% engine RPM. And unfortunately, guys, if this isn't a draw, that's all she wrote. We're not going on to a round 4. We'll just end in a tie. But what a way to end either way. He's still got one engine. You need to be climbing though, 552. Maverick, I believe both teams have GCI. Well, it put me right there. Which is where he could be, but he's 50 nautical miles. He might make it. Maybe. So 50 nautical miles. if you guys in chat say so, is where he is. He's losing airspeed, though. He's down to 180 knots at 6,000. Oh, man. 165 knots at passing 6,000. Well, if this is where he is, this is where it showed me. Maybe not. Yeah, he's got a long way to go. Still at 80%, so he's not out of fuel yet. He's just getting slower, slowly. 155 knots now, passing, coming up on 5,000. Well, Racer Gotcha says it's interesting for SATAL since SF is not undefeated anymore. We don't know. They could end in a tie. And granted, technically that doesn't classify them as undefeated, but they still wouldn't have a loss. So we'll have to see if 552 is able to make it back. He's now down to 130 knots, still descending. Rapidly now. I think he's trying to get some airspeed back. So, should be somewhere in here. Which... 39 nautical miles. He got the fire out. But he's out of fuel. He's completely out of fuel, so... Guys, that's all she wrote. Round 3 ends in a draw. I'd like to send this to another round, but unfortunately with how we're doing the rounds and stuff, we just got to end it here. And there he goes, ejecting, and that spells the end for round 3. Effectively ending this match in a tie. Wow. As... oh, man. inSky takes the first round. Followed by SF taking the second round. And then an all-out barn burner, barnstormer here of a round 3 that ends in both players, or both teams, having guys Winchester going guns only. And that was just... man. So, congratulations to both teams. That was a fucking epic round. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let's talk Buddy Fox. Right quick. Let me grab some stuff. So, Bamsy from Buddy Fox. I've been talking to him for a while, was kind enough to send me some stuff to give away on stream. And that's what we're here to talk about now. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed the round, but let's jump into this. So I have Gogries, voila, which is like Niogel. It's a little tin of Gog grease to lube up your Warthog or whatever you want to use it for. Then I also have Teflon rings from Buddy Fox for the Warthog again to replace the O-rings that a lot of times get damaged. I was talking to Jabbers a couple weeks ago, and he was mentioning when he re-lubed his that the he messed up one of his O-rings. So I've got a couple O-rings. I've got 3 things of Gog grease to give away. I got a couple O-rings. But the big thing that I think everybody here wants is this. And I haven't showed it on stream yet, but it's a Buddy Fox UFC. Brand new. And it's amazingly well made, guys. It's the amount of craftsmanship and effort that was put into making this is second to none. The love and care and stuff that you guys are gonna get if you bought one or win this, it's amazing. The buttons feel incredible. It's the best feeling button box I've ever had the pleasure of using. It's amazing. They did a great job. So, before we do that, I'm going to, well, first off, we need to watch the interview. But before that, I think I need to have you guys register for a giveaway. So, yeah. But before we do that again, I need to talk about shipping and stuff. So, I'm in the United States. I'm in Kansas, to be specific. If you guys want to enter the giveaway, I don't have a problem shipping international. I just ask that please, maybe help with shipping or something, because sometimes it can get quite expensive. I'm happy to do it, but if you guys don't mind, if you're international outside of the United States helping with shipping, or even in the United States, it'd be fantastic. So, on top of that, if you guys don't have a Thrustmaster Warthog, I'm going to do 2 giveaways here. I'm going to do one for the Thrustmaster stuff and then one for the UFC so we can separate them. The first one's going to be for the Thrustmaster stuff, just because if you guys don't have one, there's really, or you don't need the Niogel or the O-rings, there's really no point in you entering the giveaway. But we'll do that one first, and then I'll do another giveaway or giveaway registration for the UFC. So I'm going to go ahead and open the giveaway for the Thrustmaster stuff. You've got 5 minutes to enter it, and then I'm gonna jump to an interview, and you guys can watch that, and then after that we'll do the registration, do the UFC, and say our goodbyes and all that stuff. So I'll open the giveaway. Enjoy the Buddy Fox interview. It's about 20 minutes. I'm gonna take a break and go get something, but I'll be back. Enjoy the interview, and I'll see you guys here in a minute. Hello and welcome to our first round of interviews. I'm your host, as per usual, Moltar, Ryan, whatever you want to call me. I'm joined by 2 guys from Buddy Fox, who we mentioned last week, or a couple weeks ago, were going to be on to talk about their up-and-coming A10 UFC, Bamsy and Amvi, if you guys want to say hello.
Hi, I'm Bamsy.
User was moved out of the channel.
And we're just here to talk about Buddy Fox in general, you guys to get to know Bamsy and Amvi and what they're all about and what the products they have coming out of Finland mean for the rest of the DCS World community. So we'll get right into it. Start off, can you guys tell me, we'll start with Bamsy, and Amvi, if you want to pick up as soon as Bamsy's done. Just tell me about yourself, how you got into simming, how you guys met. Just give me the rundown of how things progressed to creating Buddy Fox and where we are now.
Well, that could be a long story, but let's try to put it short. Well, I'm 35 years old, Finnish. I got into flight simulators like when I was knee-high from Microsoft Flight Simulator 1 or 2.0 or something like that back in the 80s. And from ever since, I've been enjoying them best I could. Pretty much all the biggest titles, been playing them, and with the DCS, I kind of got quite deep with it. So because it turned out to be a small business kind of a thing, and we're trying to push that on. We met through a friend, I recall.
Yes, and with the we shared a hobby.
Yeah.
Which we
Awesome.
won't go. Which we won't go now.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. Well, I'm Mikko. I go by the screen name of MV. I got into flight sims maybe in 1991. I flew Hellcats over Pacific for the first time at my dad's friend, and we got the FA-18 2.0 for Macintosh, and at that time I didn't understand anything about the English, so my dad read as a bedtime story the manual to me and translated it to Finnish.
That's how you went to sleep at night, is you got a bedtime story of aircraft manuals.
Yes, well, game manual, but that was quite comprehensive about the FA-18. I still have it in my bookshelf. The Buddy Fox, how it became, we had a conversation or two first in online and then few phone calls, and maybe Ville can continue from there.
Well, so
yeah.
Or
just to kind of dial in here, how did you guys go from just meeting each other online to deciding, hey, I want to create a company and create products for the simming community? How did that come about?
Well, I guess it all started from the I recall we first talked about the CDU for the A10C, because we used to fly the Piggy pretty much online.
So the CDU was your guys' end game from the very beginning.
Yeah, well, it was a kind of a concept to build one for myself.
both of us have the MFD, the Trustmaster one, and and something about the exporting the displays to it gave a spark to this idea, and it became how to say,
kind of got out of hands.
Yeah.
With the project, but well, the CDU is pretty complicated, and you don't usually use the CDU because you can replace it with the UFC and the MFDs. So it kind of got to the UFC from that point. And have you seen the proof of concept video on our YouTube channel about the UFC?
I have not, but that is something that I can play for everybody. During this. It's the first dirty model of just a button box with Leo Bodner's chip, the control chip, and it's just after a while we just concepted it to be a full-time dedicated controller, and like a high quality, reasonably priced product for the community. Well, to get one perfect for yourself, you need to probably sell a few of them, and it started from. So that gives me an idea on the UFC.
Yeah.
And you guys said, both of you said that came from, that's what you wanted to do from the start. You guys also sell things like the GOG grease, the Teflon rings.
Yep.
Where did those come from? Were those just kind of things to seed you over? Where did those come from and fall into place?
I think the Teflon rings was like the first accessory that it all started from a personal need that I opened up and maintained and greased my Warthog stick, and the rubbery O-ring thing came up, and I had to figure out how to replace it. And,
so out of necessity.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get lost into the forums and find all cool stuff that someone has done in the past.
Yeah.
There's Teflon rings, there's UFC projects, multiple of them, and when you reach the end of the thread, you'll notice that it's died 2-3 years ago, and you won't have any success getting it or reviving it.
Now, we're going to stay on the topic of the GOG grease and the O-rings real quick. This is a little more technical, but where did the GOG grease come from? Where's it from? What kind of grease is it? What did you guys have to do to make that into the product that it is now?
Well, it's a mix of silicone greases for especially this occasion.
So it's close to the Nio gel that most people use?
Pretty much, yeah. And I guess we're having a comparison test for it real soon, but we have tried it. It's worked for us. So we because a lot of greases you can get easily lost in the selection of different greases. And
yes.
the Nio gel, that is one that has been talked about, and the community seems to use it, but it's pretty expensive and you get it in pretty big bottles. So we have, I suppose, a bit cheaper price and a reasonably sized packaging for it. It's about 10 grams or so. You don't need like 2 kilos of grease.
Well, maybe for some applications, but not for greasing the gimbal on your Warthog.
Yeah.
So about the Teflon rings, what about this? What's the story behind them? Where did they come from? You said you broke a ring when you were re-greasing your Warthog, but take me through this step of creating those O-rings.
Well, that's I have a company. We work with plastics and all kinds of stuff related to that. So I have good connections with plastic companies and all the machineries. So we can easily get rings like that manufactured. So out of personal need, we made the PDFA ring for replacing the rubber thing that comes loose by itself.
The rubber thing, I think that's an apt description of what is on there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Amv, do you have anything to add to either the GOG grease or
no, not
Bamsy
really.
just kind of took that over?
Yeah, that's quite comprehensive. My O-ring ruptured, and then I ordered maybe 5 years ago, maybe, for a need.
And haven't had any issues with it. So it just came out of necessity. Bamsy had connections to get them created, and then you guys went forward to market that as a product alongside the UFC and the GOG grease. Is that how that happened?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, so changing gears away from the GOG grease and the UFC, or the GOG grease and the Teflon rings, let's go back to the UFC, since that's what most people want to hear about. How long has it taken you guys, and what were some of the hurdles and stuff that you've had to overcome from start to finish? So you guys have just launched the UFC into production. You just came out of pre-order. You mentioned, I think it was last week, I saw your stack of pre-orders that you had that you were mailing out.
Yeah.
So what has been the process? Take me through that. Have there been any like hurdles you've had to overcome, things that you've, like head desk moments where you've slammed your head on the desk because you felt like, man, I can't get by this, we're stuck, we're goners, UFC is doomed to fail because we can't get by this? Take me through the life cycle, start to finish, of the UFC.
Head to desk has been like a constant constant feature of mine for like the last 2 years or so. Well, it took about a year from like the start of the actual R&D to the launch. We tried to make it in 6 months. We started last summer. Of course, we had the concept pretty much ready and done by that time. So 1 year from the actual start of designing the actual product, the production model, getting it launched and delivered.
So it only took you a year.
Yeah.
That's an unbelievably quick turnaround time, I think, in most people's scopes of.
I look at it that we kind of failed because we couldn't make it in 6 months. we were trying to get it out to Christmas markets. We had some issues with, for example, the software and the key mat, which is made of silicone and cast in a mold. So those are pretty much the things that made the delay. Otherwise than that, it turned out very good.
Were there any other hurdles that you guys had to overcome?
Well, we changed the process. For example, the chassis. The first one we thought about making the panel out of aluminium, but it turned out to be way too expensive and hard to finish. So we had to overcome a decision to invest into plastic molds. So we could make the chassis from injection molded plastic, and the mold itself cost a huge amount of money, and that was a big edge to desk moment, like a couple of weeks.
Amvi, what about you? I mean, we've heard Bamsi's take on this whole thing. What about you and your process and what it was like for you?
Well, Bamsi has been the driving force on this, and I've been supporting in the back, maybe helping with the software and.
Well, you made the ray gun, also.
Yeah, but I wouldn't call it a
Now, real quick, explain what ray gun is, just so people that don't know what that is.
If we start from, yeah, ray gun goes with the Buddy Fox name quite well. So, ray gun is a software that can export the light data of A10C master caution light. If you wish, you can have it blinking when you have a master caution in your cockpit.
And to talk.
Yep.
And to talk about that real quick, while we're on the naming of Buddy Fox and ray gun, where did the name Buddy Fox come from?
Blue and blue action.
It's a constant feature between us. Unintentional blue and blue action. It's
Ray can call on a buddy that didn't or did reply on the pilot who did the ray gun call didn't get the buddy reply. Yeah. It may or may not have been me.
Well, yeah. At least you admit some fault there if it was or wasn't you. That's unfortunate, but it's a good. I always like when names come out of just scenarios and you're like, that happened. That's gonna be the name, just because it feels like it fits. And it's cool that you guys kept the theme of Buddy Fox and ray gun, and that's cool to see. I like it when everything just kind of fits together and meshes well with one another. But Moving on from the, go ahead.
I think it turned out to be a pretty good fit, a pretty good fit for the whole brand thing with because we don't want to be too serious about stuff. We want to do it like the best we can, but we don't want to be like dead serious about it.
Right.
So I guess all the ray gun body box stuff, it just fits really nicely, even though it's an inside joke.
So moving on from the naming conventions and things of that nature, what is there anything you guys have a couple UFCs with you, do you not? Is there anything you guys want to show anybody?
A prototype with me.
So what's the difference between the prototype and the production models?
Well, there's quite a bit of component differences.
Is it just refinements and things?
Yeah. It works all the same. But for example, the
Printing
LEDs
of the
are and the LEDs are a bit more dim on the Proto. We brightened them up, especially on the Master Caution. It's a lot brighter in the finished product, even though it still didn't turn out to be just as good as I expected, but it was because of the key mat and the
Hey, can you guys hold those UFCs up to the camera real quick, just so people can see them?
Gaming.
They are really cool.
Yeah.
But sorry to interrupt. You were talking about the lighting and the key mappings and stuff.
Yeah. So here you can see I'm using the ray gun software to control the Master Caution. You have the automatic thing that it's the data exported from DCS.
Mm-hmm.
We have only coded it for A10 now, but you can get it for working for all the planes that do export the information if the light is on or not.
Now, speaking about the buttons, are the buttons mappable to other functions?
Yeah, they are, or the whole UFC is a Windows hit device, a game controller device. Just plug it in, and it works just like any other game controller device. You can map it to anything, or you can use it in any other, like in Arma or whatever game you want to.
But for sticking with DCS, so I could map these buttons for like the 9 key on the UFC and in the F-18 or something.
Yes.
Okay.
I use it for vegan, for example.
Okay, that's good to know. I think everybody will be. I think sometimes people can be worried about, I don't want to buy something that ties me down to one module, but knowing that this thing can be rebound for any module in DCS, essentially as a normal button box, is good to hear. Yeah. So changing gears again, we've seen the UFC, your biggest hurdles and all that. Do you guys have any future plans? I think a lot of people would want you to say that you're going to do the F-18 UFC, but that sounds like it's hugely complex. But do you guys have any future plans?
Well, the F-18 UFC is definitely on the table. We haven't made any decisions about it yet. We want to see how this one sells, and of course, the F-18 one is a lot more complex, and this is design or concepting needs to take into account. Do we want to make the small displays, for example, for it, or just make it as a button box?
Yeah, it should we focus on all type of customers, VR customers, or the ones that use touch screens or such. With what will be the way we'll go with if we go?
Yeah.
So is there anything outside of the F-18 that you guys are considering or working on, or that you're willing to divulge, if there is something?
We have a lot of stuff, but just to mention some others, like universal button boxes and with knobs and switches. whatever, maybe even outside DCS use.
Right.
Maybe adding a motivational patches for the
Yes.
virtual pilots.
Yes.
Okay.
Moral patches. That's probably our next accessory aside with the Gao grease and Teflon rings.
So we're hitting about coming up on 25 minutes. So before I wrap this up, and is there anything else that you guys want to throw out there to the community? Anything at all that you guys can think of? You know, things that we didn't cover. Any ideas?
Well, I don't know. I really like the community itself. It's a very healthy kind of a friendly community. I think that is something to profit or take care of. I don't know. Is that stupid? Stupid
Well, it's all
stuff
good.
to say.
We've covered a lot of material. I just want to make sure that we're not missing anything. But if you guys are good, are you guys good? Do we need to talk about anything else? Or if not, I'll wrap this up so we can.
Do you have any sort of wishes or
Me personally?
wish list? Yes.
You know, no, not really. I think what you guys are doing is fantastic. I like the form factor of the UFC. It's not overly large. Really, we just got to I'd like to see you guys succeed. And I think it's a benefit to the community. And it's still new. So we got to see what people's reviews are of it, but I'm sure they're top notch. But yeah, I'm excited about it. I think everybody else is. You guys, we're just starting to ship, so we got to see what they're actually like. I have yet to get my hands on one, so it's we just got to see what comes of it. But
yeah,
I don't really have any desires or anything. We'll just have to see where you guys take it.
Yep.
So I'll wrap it up there. We're coming up on 25 minutes. I want to thank you guys again, both, for coming to hang out with me. It took us a little bit longer and stuff to get set up, but you're my guinea pigs, so we're gonna try and do more of these going forward. Buddy Fox, Bamsy, and Ambi were just my first targets for making this happen, but look forward to these things coming in the future. We'll wrap it up here, and I'll catch you guys next time. Have a good one.
Thank you.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully that was enjoyable. Hopefully you learned a little bit about White Fox team and what they're doing, and yeah, they're just the new players in the market, and they've taken the market by storm. So I'm really excited to have them here. I'm excited to have them as sponsors for SATAL. I'm just glad I was able to build a relationship with them. They're great guys, and how's that? That should be fixed. So, anyway, back. I don't know what the hell's going on with my mic, but hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I've been really happy to be able to do this stuff with Buddy Fox. Their contributions toward the stream and the community have been amazing. It's just great to have them as part of it. So, thanks again for all of you guys at Buddy Fox. I'm really happy that this has all worked out for you. You guys have made an amazing product, and I'm happy for you. So hopefully you guys gleaned some stuff from that interview, and let's jump into the giveaway, because I know that's what everybody really wants. So what I'm giving away is 2 tins of GAW grease and 2 Teflon rings. I'm going to give them away together. So you're going to get a tin of GAW grease and a tin of Teflon, not a tin of Teflon rings, a tin of GAW grease and a Teflon ring. And then the other person that wins this giveaway will get the same. So there'll be 2 winners of this giveaway. Then we'll register again for the UFC for anybody that didn't want the Warthog stuff. So let's draw real quick. And if you guys don't want this, if you registered and decided you don't want the GAW grease or the Teflon ring, please let me know and I will redraw. So Yeah, just let me know and I'll redraw. There may be I may have to have you guys register again. We'll see how this all shakes out. But to pick our first winner, here we go. GAW Grease and Teflon Ring is MTF Deadly. Congratulations. You won a thing of GAW Grease and a Teflon Ring for your Warthog. So DCS Toast, no, you're not too late to register. There's another giveaway for the UFC. MTF Deadly, are you here? Please let me know that you're here, just so that I can do this. If you're not here, I'm gonna have to redraw. Give you a few minutes. Let's draw another one because we need two. So MTF Deadly won the first one, and the second one is, I can't pronounce this, Burisan. I'm gonna assume that I'm pronouncing that right. Congratulations, you also won a tin of GAW Grease, which is essentially like Niogel, and a Teflon O-ring. And you guys can both register to do the UFC. I won't keep you out of that one. But are you guys here? Can you guys let me know that you're here? Because I haven't seen either of you here. So we got Barry-san and MTF Deadly. Are you guys here? They're gone. We'll give them a few minutes. Coxie's like, they're gone. Do it again. Do it quick before they come back. We'll give them a few minutes. I'll give them till 11:40 my time, which is about a minute and a half, to see if they're here. So, does anybody have any questions? We've got the official Buddy Fox Twitch guys in Twitch chat. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them. So do you guys have any questions about anything pertaining to Buddy Fox? I need to turn up the background music. That's probably way too quiet. I'll open registers again here, Build a Mars here in just a second. So we're just waiting to see if these guys come back. They've got another minute, and then I'm going to draw again. I haven't seen anybody commit in chat. Again, it's MTF Deadly and Burisan, which I haven't seen either of them. So if you're not here, guys, I'm going to draw again in probably about 20 seconds. Nothing yet. Unless I'm missing them on YouTube. Nope. Don't see anything. So let's go ahead and do another drawing since nobody came to claim those. So we're going to draw two more since I never heard from either of those two guys. So pick a winner. Breakaway 83. Are you here? I saw you in chat earlier. Please say you're here. I want to give some stuff away. Nobody's claiming anything. So Breakaway 83. Congratulations. Please say you're here. Go get him. Come on. Yeah, he's here. And you want do you want the GAW Grease and the Teflon ring? Yes. So that was a success. Breakaway, you won GAW Grease, which is like Niogel if you have a Warthog stick, and Teflon rings. The Teflon essentially makes the stiction less for when you're using a Warthog stick. Teflon ring. It's a O-ring made out of Teflon. The question is do you have a Warthog stick? He doesn't have a Warthog stick. God, you guys are killing me. You're killing me. Well, would you still like it? I guess I can still mail it to you. So we'll pick our second winner, which is Demore21. Please say that you have a Warthog stick. You guys are killing me. Demore21. Demore21. You guys all registering and then not sticking around for the actual giveaway part. Did it say? Yeah, Demore21. Demore21, are you here? Yes? He's not here either. You guys are... Sergus, you can enter here in just a second. We're drawing stuff for... So we're still... Let me make sure that these guys aren't on the YouTube stuff. I don't think they're here. So we'll roll again. You guys are killing me. Davy Wavy Boo, please say you're here and you want it. No, he doesn't want it. God. We'll draw again. You guys. FML Shadow. This is the difficulty of doing giveaways for specialized products that only certain people can use. Guys, am I just gonna have to move on away from the GOG grease and the Teflon rings and we'll give these away later because nobody wants to claim them? I keep doing giveaways and nobody wants to do them. You're killing me. Alright, do another one. Avard PL, please say you're here and you want the Teflon rings and GOG grease. I'm going to do one more after this, and then if we don't get anything, I'm just going to move on. I am defeated, Toast. It's depressing. And I'm having to deal with man who eats your cake talking about penises and stuff. And it's just... Last one, Hello Cam 3. Is this even pulling? This is pulling real people out of chat. Come on. Come on. This is the last one. And then I'm like giving these away on Discord or something. Because this has been... a pain. Nub's Cockpit's just like, for fuck's sake, just give it to me. Okay, so that was Hello Cam. If nobody claims these, I'm just going to do something on Discord. We can do it on the Splash 1 Discord, but I know everybody really wants the UFC. That's why everybody's here. The GOG grease and the Teflon rings are just kind of a specialized thing. I know not everybody has a Warthog, so let's jump into the other one. So I'm going to open the giveaway again. And we're going to name this one Buddy. So to enter, this one's going to be Buddy. And this one's for the UFC. So I'm giving away the UFC. This is the A10C Buddy Fox UFC. Enter it if you want to win it. Again, I ask if you're international, please just help me with shipping. It can get kind of expensive. We'll work something out. But here we go. You've got 2 minutes to enter. And we're open. You guys in giveaways. It's like I can't make people take this shit. It's not shit. It's just a specialized product. I know it can be a little tough. This is the UFC breakaway. Get in here if you want it. And guys, no need to apologize. It is what it is. No big deal. I'd rather you not claim it if you can't use it. It's nice to know that people won't just take things because they're free. That's good to hear. So you got about 50 seconds. We'll give this thing away. And then I need to eat some lunch. We've been going for almost 4 hours. I got to get some stuff straightened out. We're dropping frames at the beginning of the stream. Get that sorted. Figure out with my delay so that my beard and my face match up and all that jazz. 20 seconds. 10. Sneak, I am not doing red flag. I might see if Maverick will let me stream it with him, but I'm not flying in it. I'm not doing GCI. And it should be closed. I think we're closed. Yep, we're closed. All right. Drum roll. A10C UFC from Buddy Fox coming at you. Who's going to win? Please say you're here when I draw this winner. Please be here. No, that's not what I wanted to do. My bad. Ignore that. Ready? Please be here. Sneak! 69 with the win. Winning the A10C UFC. Oh, man. He immediately says, I'm here in all caps. Congratulations, buddy. Hopefully you enjoy it. Send me a PM on Discord, and I will get your address, and I'll mail this out to you, and we can get that taken care of. But, guys, it's been a good time. Bamsy and the Buddy Fox guys, awesome having you on. The interview was great fun to do. I'm glad we could do this. Thanks for coming on and giving this stuff away. I know the community appreciates it. I appreciate it. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream. Next week, who flies next week? I think we need to do weather and stuff. Who flies next week? I think it's 104th next week. 104th versus IRIAF. And I'm just going to go back to picking the weather and stuff at random. I don't know that you guys really care about the weather and stuff. The videos don't get a whole lot of hits, so I'll just do that myself. But weather, I'll get to you guys later this week. It's going to be 104th versus the IRIAF next week on the 28th at 1300 Zulu. Look forward to seeing you. A lot of you guys there. In the near future, in the next couple weeks, we'll probably have Heat Blur on again to do another module giveaway. Not sure when that's going to happen, but hopefully we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for tuning in this week. Hang out with me. It's been almost 4 hours. Sorry the beginning of the stream wasn't all that great. We were having microphone issues, but it is what it is. And it's always fun having you guys here. But I'll catch you guys next time. Have a good one. See you guys later.